What is your rate of return going to be? Every single client that invests with a financial planner asks this question, and the problem is that I don't know the answer to that question, and no financial planner actually knows the answer to that question. All of us want our clients to get as good of a rate of return as possible. That is something that is true, but unfortunately sometimes the market doesn't react the way that we hope it will. Now, if you've met with a financial planner that actually told you that you were going to get a specific rate of return unless you were invested in a GIC, then he or she was lying to you. The other thing that happens a lot of the time is that a financial planner will actually give you the impression that you should be able to expect a certain rate of return. You see, I could look back in history and find the best fund or ETF that's performed for the last 10 years and just show you that and then give you the impression that that's what you're going to get going forward. Watch how easy this is for me.
So if I invest in this, what is my rate of return going to be?
As you can see here, over the last 10 years, this fund has returned over 11%, and last year alone it returned 24%.
So is that what I'm going to get?
Well, I mean, that's what it got before. See how I didn't say it, but I gave the impression that that's what he could expect? A lot of people are sold on that idea.
Yeah, I just talked to this financial advisor and he told me I'm going to get a 24% rate of return. What are you getting? 5? Oh, you got to get your money out of there. Yeah, you got to talk to this guy.
Now, luckily for you guys, there's an entity called the FPSC, which is the Financial Planning Standards Council, and they just sent out a letter to all the financial planners in Canada saying these are the assumed rates of return that our clients should expect and we should use as projections when we're drawing up retirement plans for them. This does not mean that that's actually what you're going to get, but this is what they want us to use for numbers. So first we need to look at a breakdown of the different types of portfolios. I'm only going to use 3 here. First is a conservative portfolio with 25% equities or stocks and 75% fixed income. Second is a moderate portfolio that is 50% each. And third is a moderate aggressive portfolio that's 25% fixed income and 75% equities. This is something you have control over, and the more risk you take with owning more equities in your portfolio, the better chance that you're going to get a higher rate of return in the long run. You just have to take some risk to get that. So now let's look at what they've shown us for potential rates of return. The conservative portfolio, we're supposed to project a 4.5% rate of return. The moderate portfolio, 5.17%, and the moderate aggressive, 6%. Now all of that sounds pretty good, except that they say that is before fees are taken off. Now the average mutual fund fee in Canada is approximately 2.2%. So let's take that off of the projections and look at the numbers now. So for the conservative portfolio, we're showing 2.3%. For the moderate, 2.97%. And the moderate aggressive, 3.8%. That doesn't look very good anymore, does it? Now I bet you that your advisor isn't showing you a long-term projected rate of return of 3.8% on your moderate aggressive portfolio, but that's what they should be doing if their fees are 2.2%. Now if we use my fee of 1.15, now we can add 1.05 to those previous numbers, and now we have 3.35 for the conservative, 4.02 for the moderate, and 4.85 for the moderate aggressive. You can expect a little bit higher if you own 100% or 90% equities in your portfolio. Now, the very important reason why this is important is because if I'm showing unrealistic rates of return to my clients, then they're going to get the idea that they're going to have way more money in retirement than they're probably going to have. So I could very easily say, well, let's expect an 8% rate of return, and then it looks like you only need to save a few $100s a month to get your retirement goal in the future. But if you take the actual rate of return we're supposed to use, then it's going to take a lot more work to get there. And that is why it's really important. So in the end, there are two things that you can control. You can control your fees to an extent, and you can reduce them, and you control your risk tolerance. So the more risk you take, the lower your fees are, the more you can assume you're going to get a rate of return in the future. That's basically it. Thank you.